Buying creaky floorboards.
Hello and welcome to the final episode of WightWanderer on Holiday. So far in this mini-series, we've travelled to the stunning medieval city of York, basking in its history and of course paying a quick visit to the National Railway Museum. We then journeyed north over the border to the truly glorious city of Edinburgh. Finally, we took a trip into the breathtaking Highlands, a vast expanse of dramatic landscape unrivalled in its beauty and intense history. Today, on a full stomach of haggis, we say a sad farewell to Scotland and head south through the Lake District to Windermere. First though, a quick look around Haymarket Station, as after a while, every train spotter reverts to type.
Haymarket. We're getting the 1417 Transpennine service down, not as far as Manchester. I think it's the service for Manchester, but we're getting off at Oxenholme, yeah. Oxenholme, and then getting another service, connecting service to Windermere.
We settled into our seats in the new Class 397 and enjoyed a drama-free journey south through Carlisle and along the west corner of the North Pennines. Our next stop, Oxenholme.
So you join us at Oxenholme Station. We've got about 10 minutes. Yep, 10 minutes to our train. We're going to head down to Windermere now, aren't we? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep, looking forward to it.
Can be fantastic.
Before we leave though, a little fun fact. The name Oxenholme comes from the name of a nearby farm. And although the station is a busy, high-speed interchange, Oxenholme itself remains a rather quaint little village. Technically though, due to the fact that the village doesn't have a church, you could argue that Oxenholme is in fact a hamlet. As hamlets go then, it's possibly the best connected in the entire country. Leaving Oxenholme on the northern service, it's just a short hop from here to Windermere Station. The station, although still picturesque, is a shadow of its former self, with the original 4 platforms being reduced to 1 in 1973. And this platform was further shortened in 1986. Despite the fact that this building owned by Booths looks a bit like the old train shed itself, it is in fact a later construction, built to mimic the original. Possibly the first thing you're bound to notice upon visiting Windermere is the unusual building material used in the vast amount of the local constructions. This is because the Lake District, a region renowned for its breathtaking beauty, is also a significant hub for a now rather sought-after substance, slate. Slate mining here harps all the way back to the Roman period. Throughout the Middle Ages, the broad majority of the settlements on the lakes were constructed using this slate, and of course many of these buildings still exist to this day. With that said though, the only building we're interested in, at least at the moment, is the hotel, where we had a lovely supper and got an early night.
Good morning, and it is a very good morning. I'm just out having a vape while Nell finishes breakfast, and we've played an absolute blinder on the hotel. We're staying at the Coppice, which is halfway between Windermere and Baroness, and it is lovely. Probably the nicest hotel owner I've ever come across. All the rooms amazing, a complete polar opposite to what we had in Edinburgh. So today what we're going to do is we're going to go to Beatrix Potter's house, and then tomorrow we are going to go to the Lakeside and Haverthwaite Railway. I can't really pronounce it. It's a heritage railway basically on the Lake District. And what we're going to do is we're going to do all this in one episode because we've already filmed so much footage this holiday. We were planning on just doing 2 or 3 vlogs, and it's going to end up being about 4 or 5. So we're going to just condense this into one vlog, these 2 days into one vlog.
Eager to explore, we made our way down to the lakeside at Furness to hop on the ferry over to the western shore. There's nothing like walking across a remote and beautiful part of the British countryside, a landscape worthy of an oil painting. After a gorgeous 2-mile walk from the ferry, we arrived at near Sorry, the stunning village which once captured the heart of a very important individual. This is Hilltop Farm, a place steeped in history and imagination. And it was here in the heart of the Lake District that Beatrix Potter found her inspiration for her beloved and timeless tales of many characterful animals. Beatrix first visited the Lake District as a child, and captivated by its beauty, she returned later on in her life to purchase Hilltop Farm in 1905, which became the setting for many of Beatrix's stories. The farm itself and its surrounding landscapes providing sublime inspiration. Today, Hilltop remains a cherished location in the Lake District, where visitors can explore the farmhouse and gardens and experience the magic that once inspired perhaps Britain's most beloved children's author.
Yeah, the weather is absolutely perfect, and its house looks wonderful. Don't want to leave really. It's so pretty out here.
I'm
We
sure
don't want
Beatrix
to leave.
wouldn't mind if we just moved in.
Now I think we're going to go for a little bit of a wander. It was a wonderful walk coming up here. If you're in the vicinity, then definitely come and check out Beatrix Potter's house.
After a quick lunch, we headed off to trek up the nearest hill to find a viewpoint. The landscape opening up the higher we climbed. We even at one point got our own personal escort. Having reached the peak of Scale Ivy at 229 metres above the lake, we paused to admire this stunning place. As we journey back down the hill, we take a shortcut through the dense woodland on the undercliff high above the lake. And shortly we come across this wonderful looking ruin, which has been restored as a viewing platform. This is Claife Viewing Station, and although it may look like part of an old castle, it was actually constructed in 1790 for the exact same purpose, to be a viewing platform over the splendid shores of Windermere. Although it once fell into disrepair, it is now preserved by the National Trust. As the sun lowered, we took the ferry back to Furness and headed into town for some tea and maybe a much needed pint or 3. As is also common in a pub, before you know it, the sun has gone down and it's time to head back to the hotel. The next morning, we continued on our Beatrix Potter quest and visited the museum at Furness.
Beatrix Potter, 1866 to 1943, writer, illustrator, natural scientist, conservationist and farmer. but best known for her children's books featuring animals.
The World of Beatrix Potter attraction was opened in July 1991 by the late great comedian and actress Victoria Wood. Over the last 30 years or so, it has expanded and now holds a vast collection of Potter memorabilia and many recreations of all your favourite characters.
Lo and behold, it is raining. Today on Great Ideas for Your Restaurant, we have flower pots made out of baked bean tins. Why not?
Escaping the rain and hopping on the number 6 bus, we discovered that even up here, you still get stuck behind cyclists. This is Haverthwaite Station, home to the Lakeside and Haverthwaite Railway, a preserved line which runs for 3.5 miles along the western shore of Windermere. The line was originally a branch of the Furness Railway, opened on the 1st of June 1869. It was primarily used for the transportation of freight, such as iron ore, coal and gunpowder. As the Lake District became a popular Victorian tourist destination though, passenger services became more frequent. Unfortunately, by the 1960s, the only thing keeping the line running was its transportation of iron ore, which ceased when the line shut in 1965. In 1970 though, a group of enthusiasts formed the Lakeside and Haverthwaite Railway Company. And 3 years later, the Leven Valley once again echoed to the sound of a steam train. Before we jump on the train though, there's just time to see what's in the engine shed.
This is one of 2 Fairburns I've got here. There's only 2 Fairburns in existence. The other one's over there in bits at the moment, having an overhaul. And this one is pretty much complete. And it's just wonderful to see such a rare locomotive up close. It's massive as well. Bigger than anything we got on the Isle of Wight Steam Railway.
42073 was built in Brighton in 1950, but spent most of its service life in the north of England. Initially, it was preserved at Steamtown in Carnforth, but moved to the Haverthwaite Railway in 1970. Here it joins its classmate 42085 and an array of other preserved locomotives, all shapes and sizes. Having added a few classes to the locomotive tally, we headed back over to the station to catch our train. As busy as the train was, there was plenty of room on board, And suddenly I realised that this was the first time in 25 years that I had been in a Mark I carriage. Leaving Haverthwaite, we are briefly plunged into darkness, before emerging on a ridge above the River Leven. As Windermere comes into view, we reach Lakeside Station, an interchange for the ferry to Bowness and beyond. We, though, are sticking with the train, because we like trains. Lakeside opened in 1869, and is the terminus of the line. The station now, of course, being part of the Heritage Railway, is lovingly preserved, and the only major thing missing from its original layout is, of course, the goods yard, which closed in the 1960s. Leaving Lakeside, we travel back down the line towards Haverthwaite. That was the Lakeside and Haverthwaite Railway, and this has been WightWanderer on holiday. This was the last day today, the last day of our holiday. We're travelling back tomorrow. We're not going to film that though because it's going to be quite chaotic. I can't remember exactly how many new classes of locomotive I've spotted.
Be like ding,
ding. Yeah, we'll go ding. There we go. There's the number up there somewhere. Thank you so much for coming along with us. We hope you've enjoyed watching these videos at least half as much as we've enjoyed making them and going on this well-needed holiday.
Definitely.
It's been a long time coming. But yeah, we are travelling back to the island tomorrow, so normal service will be resumed. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed these videos, and we will see you again very soon. All the best.
Bye.
Take care.